Hey Ultraman card game fans, it's Gankun, and today we're going to do a quick deck profile and recap of our most recent LA qualifiers, where I was using the Tiga Blazer deck as my deck A. So for anyone who's watching our LA qualifier stream, I think I played this in the first round where I was on stream, and you got to see me play the Tiga Blazer deck against Belial and Decker. So to recap, we did get fourth overall. This was my deck A choice, and we played against a good number of decks and ended up with first place in the Swiss cut. So we played against a Belial Decker with this, lost against Belial, and then proceeded to win with Tiga against her Decker. For this deck A, we beat Omega in the second round, and then 2 rounds against Jeet opponents. So all in all, this deck was pretty solid and consistent through Swiss, playing a lot of top meta decks like Decker and Jeed, and able to come out with wins. So why I chose this as my deck A, for anyone who didn't watch it, Jeed was my other deck. Tigo Blazer is the deck I wanted to have the most chances of playing at. It was very strong when you have the good high roll and you're able to get the Tiga triple Rs you want. Whereas maybe when um, if you're missing against an opponent, you'd want to get a second shot at this deck. Whereas Jeed can get a little bit more mileage. Hopefully, not needing both games, but is pretty more consistent with respect to this deck. So we done pretty well in Swiss. Then when we went to top 8 cut, we did play against a couple opponents. So in round 1, we played against a rematch for Ultra Explorer against their Belial Kaiju deck, where we had won with the Tiga here. And then in the top 4 match, we played against Shatterhome's Tiga and Belial Kaiju, which both of these unfortunately weren't able to get the Tigas I needed to win that game. And then in the uh, match for third and fourth place, we were able to win against Earth Garon with this deck, and then could not get it back with the G deck. So I think anyone who's watched this channel has definitely seen multiple deck profiles of Tiga Blazar. It's certainly my favorite deck to play. It's got a lot going for it, though it does need that extra attention to really figure out what's the combos you need to win. So the deck, for the most part, shouldn't be too different from anyone who's seen Tiga Blazer decks before. It's pretty similar to, I believe, one of the placement decks from Japan's last cup qualifier. So going through some of the choices for anyone who's curious, though, I did go with 9 level 1 Tigas. You really want to be able to play a Tiga in lane 1 and ideally aim for at least 2 triples. So 9 was a number I was happy with. And the reason I'm going with 3 of the uncommon from the starter deck and then 2 also, I guess, from the starter deck or Ultra deck Tigas. This one here, if you're not familiar with it, it's a really good card for consistency early game. So with this card, you get to look at the top card of your deck and then put at the top or bottom of the deck. This is something you'd want to play turn 1 if you don't have a draw card. You'd want to be able to make sure you're able to get the triple you need, and you can just ditch any card that really doesn't matter. And then this one, the other multi-type, this is actually a really good game or card to close the game. So once you're pretty late into round 4 and 5 and you have Scarred out, usually just one Scarred will win you the game if you're able to get the right piece you need. And this card will usually help you set it up, and then whether it's a Glitter Tiga or another second Zaparian, will get you the card that more or less guarantees you the game. So it's something to look out for when you're closing the game. I think besides that, it's a pretty standard set of ratios. I did go fairly light on the Blazars. This does want to play with the mono Tiga deck style with the addition of Scarred. So we want to keep light on Blazars. Having the extra draws here for 3 copies of level 1 helps you recycle things you don't need, and then, of course, as always, get extra cards. Same thing, Scene Searches helps you get Scarred online, and then only 2 copies of the level 3. The level 3 is nice to have if you're able to get it as a double. You can actually set up some very interesting plays, which I think you might have seen in one of the stream matches. If you're already winning a lane by far, you can always pop the bottom card off and get that boost with this lane. Or there's actually some really interesting shenanigans you can do where you remove the top card of one of your triples to make room for a second Zaparian Beam or something off of Scarred. and also get you additional lane win with this card. So really nice to have, but unfortunately there's just not enough space to have this deck also still be consistent, so we have to cut back on the Blazars. So overall we only end up with 8 Blazars and then 4 Scards. Zeton's always there. It never hurts to have a Zeton in your deck, especially as you saw we were going against a lot of Decker and G decks in Swiss and LA qualifiers. It's really helpful to just play it, get you something you can take an early win from. Or worst case, this deck does have a fair amount of recycling with the muscle draws and the level 1 draw, so you can always get rid of it if you don't need it. Scarred, of course, and some other key deck choices. I do like this level 2 here. If I could run more of them, I might, though it does have to play as a double. But what I've noticed a lot with this meta is between Jade Magnificence, 18k Deckers, some of the different orb cards, you really want as many ways to get an additional 1000 to hit 19k when you can. In a lot of the Jade matchups, it really came down to this Superior Beam against their Magnificent, and being able to play this card as a double often can close the game. Magnificent doesn't have too many ways of breaking 18k alone without the help of another Jade Claw or some of the other level 2s. So being able to play this when your opponent isn't also able to provide a 1000 can help you win that lane and then get you the game. Same thing, it's really nice to have that minus 1000 from the power type Tiga here. That extra 1000 can be a make or break for a lot of the matches. Besides that, starter deck Tiga is also very handy. It's really tricky against Jade because Jade can just BP grade up itself, but against certain matchups like Decker or Omega, being able to BP down something is very handy to win you a game and get that lane. So for the playstyle, it's very similar to anyone who's seen this before. The goal is to really focus on your Tigas and then swap for getting lead with Superior Beam to really play your Scarred cards. Here with Scarred, you're able to keep leveling up, and this is kind of how you counter the PP grade up effects you're seeing from things like Decker and Jade. Being able to get a free level up is effectively better than a BP grade up because you're able to also play some of these effects, and between like the power type Tiga here or Superior Beam, you're also able to readjust power on your board, which should hopefully get you a win. So this is kind of essentially the Tiga Blazer deck. Not too complicated, but at the same time, a really fun deck to play once you really get into the combos. I think my favorite combo is probably popping things off the top with the Blazer Triple R here, and then setting up for a second Superior Beam next turn. Because sometimes you just need to play a triple real quick to survive in the game, but then you want to set it up for playing something else. And also the level 4 is really nice to have against Belial decks. They're going to be running a lot of Katana Thors, and having access to something that can turn it off, always handy. So pretty much when you're playing with this deck, you're really looking to get draws early. I think I want to see at least 2 draws in a game, whether it's via a level 1 draw and maybe a scene search or 2, to get enough cards in hand to really take control of the field. I think games where you're not able to hit this draw or hit a scene search, it's really hard to keep up with some of these other powerful decks. Though at the same time, though, a clever swap here and there, you can actually take a lot of cheesy wins just from this alone. So this was our deck A for LA qualifiers. Got us 4th place. Very happy with the performance overall. I would definitely consider playing this again at Worlds, depending on how this deck will compete against the upcoming meta. Will it be able to deal with Mephiles? Tough to say. There's also a lot of concerns. Will this be able to keep up with all these new triple Rs we're getting? But all in all, I'm really happy that I got to play Tiga again at qualifiers, and hope everyone is able to take this deck and have the best of luck with it. Thank you.